right. I bought new tires and wheels. Tires and wheels. There we go. So at the end of last summer, I purchased a 2008 Corvette. The main issue at the time when I purchased it was the tires. They were just very old. The issue with old tires, if you don't know, is even if they're not necessarily dry rotted or falling apart or low tread, the rubber is going to be a lot stiffer than it was from when it came from the factory. So when the weather even got just a little bit chilly, like even 55, 60 degrees, I had almost no traction. So that being said, I decided before the start of the new season that I would purchase a set of Michelin PS4S. I was going back and forth a lot between the Michelins and the Continental Extreme Contact Sports, but in the end, I decided on the Michelins. I just heard so many great things about them. They were only a little extra cost-wise, so I figured, why not spend the extra money and get the better tires? Now, in addition to the tires, I wanted to also change up the look of the car a bit. Right now it has the stock Gumby chrome wheels on, which I know a lot of people are happy with and they like them. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of chrome, especially because there's not a whole lot of other chrome on the vehicle. So I wanted to get something just a little bit different. The wheels I actually ended up going with were the American Racing, I think AR 924 or the Crossfire wheels. I just really like the look of them. They're a multi-spoke, a 10-spoke wheel, and I got them in dark gray. There is three choices, either a dark gray, a black, or like a bronze. I personally didn't want to get black wheels, only because I think they're just a little overdone now. I mean, even OEM manufacturers are putting black wheels on their cars. I thought the bronze might have either stood out a little bit too much or just looked a little funky on the car. My car is dark red, it's the crystal red metallic, so I've seen them with bronze wheels on, but I just didn't really think it would fit my personality or the look I was trying to go for with the car. So like I said, I ended up going with the dark gray. I'm gonna open these up for the first time. Just got them a couple days ago and I'm excited to share them with you. All right, so let's open them up. I gotta get under this tape. There we go. So I did end up going with the stock wheel widths. From the factory, the rears are 285s and the fronts are 245s. I know a lot of people like to upsize them just a little bit, do like 295s in the rear and 255s up front. The only problem is, and what I'm gonna show you in a second, there's a reason why I couldn't necessarily do that. Whew. Oh man, these are freaking sweet. Oh, look at this thing. Oh, that's gonna be badass. Let me just slide this back. Here we go. So normally C6s run 19 rear, 18 front on the bases, or 20 rear, 19 front on like the ZR1. I was really going back and forth between upsizing them to the 2019s. I started reading online about it, and a lot of people were saying if you switch from the 19 to the 20 in the rear, you'll actually lose a little bit of traction off the line. A lot of people did notice it. I figured that I would notice it if I did the same thing. So instead of doing that, I decided to run not a square setup, but 19s all the way around. And if you know Corvettes, they do run a staggered setup where the front wheel is actually a little bit smaller than the rear. So if I were to run 19s and have the same tire profile all the way around, it would screw with my traction control. So I actually had to lower the tire profile in the front just a little bit. So instead of running 245, 40 18s, which I believe were the stock sizes, I'm running 245, 35, and 19s to the front. And in the rear, it's just the same 285, 35, 19. I feel like after seeing a lot of photos online, running slightly bigger wheels up front and keeping the same size in the back really accentuates the front fender lines of the C6. I think it kind of brings it out a little bit more. And since the front brake rotor is a lot bigger than the rear, it doesn't look so off. I've seen a lot of people running the 20s in the rear and the brake rotor is just so tiny, it doesn't really look like it fits that well. So like I said, 19s all the way around. I think it's gonna be a great look for this car and I'm really excited about it. What do we got back here? Actually, I am going to move this. One more look. Let's see if you can get a better look on that. I'm gonna put this right down here. The other thing too is if you know a whole lot about wheels and wheel companies, American Racing isn't like top tier wheel manufacturer. They're decent. They're not, you know, trash, bottom of the barrel, but they're not like Apex, you know, which offers a bunch of forged options and everything. The thing was, I didn't want to spend $700 on a wheel. You know, I was already spending a whole bunch of money on these tires, and I really just like the look of these. Apex, I was thinking about running those wheels because they have some really nice forged options, but I really couldn't justify the cost of getting 4 of those. So this was a little bit more budget friendly. They are flow formed, so it's a little bit better than cast wheels, not as good as the stock forged gummies that are on the car, but the weight is another thing. They're not that much heavier, if at all, than the stock forged wheels, so I'm not really losing anything there either. How do I open this? There we go. Oh, these are my lug nuts. I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna get lug nuts with these or not, and these are chrome, so we'll have to swap these out with some black ones, but that's fine for now. So if you're curious where I got this wheel and tire setup from, tire rack, honestly. It was super easy. Just went on the site, they had all the options for me. They came mounted on the wheel, so I didn't have to worry about that. And I picked them up from the tire rack warehouse, so I ended up saving about 80 bucks instead of having them shipped to my house. And these are the rear tires. Let's get both front and rears in there so you can see them. Yeah, so you can definitely notice the height difference between the two. The rears definitely have a lot more sidewall than the front, but I think just having the even look of the wheel size on all 4 corners is gonna be really nice. I plan on mounting them on the car. In the next couple of days, I'll have another follow-up video for you guys so you can see them on the car and really enjoy it. But I just wanted to share opening them for the first time with you guys, and I think they look awesome. I'm super pumped about this. I think it's gonna look great on the car. I got a few dark gray accents on the car, and with that metallic red, I think it's gonna really tie together, and it's gonna, I'm really excited. I really am. Well, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.